Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent McCory and this is Africa 54. Tonight, Australian maritime officials say high waves, strong winds and dense clouds have forced the suspension of the search for a missing Malaysian jet line in the South Indian Ocean. Meanwhile, the rage and frustration of Chinese families of those on board flight MH370 spilled out onto the streets of Beijing Tuesday. VOA's Bill Ide has more.
In a rare public show of defiance, dozens of angry relatives demanded Malaysia tell them the whole truth about what happened to the flight and said they would not give up until they saw their loved ones again. Walking through Beijing's new embassy district, they shouted, "Malaysia lies! Give us back our loved ones."
They're hiding information. Everything they say turns out to be false. Nothing is true or correct, and that's why we're here.
Protests are rare in China, especially in the country's capital, but authorities allowed it to go on, apparently out of sympathy for the passengers' families. The Chinese government is also calling for the truth. It has demanded Malaysia turn over all satellite information used in Monday's determination that the plane most likely crashed in the southern Indian Ocean. Police originally planned to bus relatives quietly to the doorstep of the Malaysian embassy, but in the end, families refused and walked from Lido Hotel, where they have been staying, to Malaysia's representative office. Onlookers reacted with curiosity as the families marched through Beijing's city streets. The rally was peaceful, although emotions ran high. Protesters shouted Malaysia is worse than dogs or pigs. Later, one man calls for the Chinese government to come forward, but is quickly told by others to not say that. It was clear from the start that the march was highly organized, with relatives wearing matching shirts and carrying pre-printed placards. But many had more to say. Some wrote messages on their shirts. This woman wrote one character in Chinese, hate. As the march began to attract crowds, police angrily kept onlookers away. Reporters were forced to remain behind police tape at angles that made it difficult to film straight-on shots of the rally like this one. Despite the protests of family members, Malaysia Airlines says it is doing all it can. But when asked Tuesday whether he should resign, the company's CEO says that's a decision for later. Bill Ide, VOA News, Beijing.